not the strict daddy.
What kind of daddy are you?
Socks and sandals dad on holiday.
I couldn't tell. Was that an ass or a peach emoji?
My students are listening. All of this is allegedly.
Welcome to UNSHUT, a place where if at any point you feel like you need to shut the up, don't.
Hello, Hanson.
It's always like a big reveal to what everyone's going to look like on camera, you know?
Yeah.
And you said Jonny is still joining us, correct?
Yeah, I think he's pretty much set. He's just not quite here yet.
No worries. Waiting for his big moment.
Well, it's singers, isn't it? What can you say?
Exactly. How's your day been, man?
Yeah, not bad. I've just started a pretty long period of time off work, so I'm winning life at the moment.
Hey, that's amazing. Why such a long break?
I'm a teacher, so it's the summer holidays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Very
so there's
cool.
going to be plenty of music, plenty of golf.
So you guys get this time off, start in September, and then what's your guys' holidays like in the winter time? What does that look like for you guys over there?
We get like a week off in October, and then we're off for like 2-3 weeks over December to January, and then we get another week off in February, and then we get 2 weeks off in April, another week off in May, and then summer. So it's we've got a pretty sweet deal. Yeah.
That is awesome. Real quick before Jonny gets on, why a whole week in October?
It's like the half term. It's like sort of an autumn break. Hello, Johnny's son. Hello, handsome.
Jonny!
Hello, you all right? Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yeah, all good.
Good. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a nightmare with my phones, but if it's working, it's working.
Amazing. Can you hear us just fine?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Wonderful. We were just talking about the school year being so different over there from us here in the US. And Dave, you were saying that October, you guys get an entire week off, right?
Yeah, it's decent. It means you can get pissed on Halloween and you don't have to go to work the next day.
What grade do you teach?
From sort of like what you would call ninth grade, like 11th grade, I guess. And I need to be careful of what I say because I guarantee they'll find this podcast. I'll have my life by the time I get back in September.
You want to know what's funny, Dave, is that you're not wrong. Anyone that I have had on who is an educator outside of their band has always had the most
been found.
because their students and their faculty, they all get on to listen.
They find
So
everything.
you best be on your best behavior. Best behavior, David.
It's difficult, mate, because I've just entered holiday mode. Like I'm going to struggle.
I won't humiliate you too bad. I'll leave all the naughty stuff to Jonny and I.
Yeah, cool.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Welcome, Dave and Jonny. Is it okay if I call you Jonny or Jonathan, John? You have so many.
Yeah. I prefer that.
Awesome.
We'll go with Jonny.
He prefers Big John.
All right. We're actually going to call you something a little different, but I'm saving that till the end. So
I love that already.
Alrighty, I know. So welcome, you guys. Dave, you're the drummer. Jonny, you're the vocalist from Thrones. Before we jump into music and talking about all the fun stuff, I want to introduce you guys to the listeners, specifically the listeners who aren't watching, who are just playing this in their car and their headphones on their walk, whatever it is that they do while they listen to it. I want you guys to tell me a little bit about how we came about the name, and then we'll start from there.
I suppose I'll go on the name because, me and Lawrence, the guitarist, were the only two original members. Now there's been quite a few changes. I don't know what the name is. I suppose we just settled on it because we were bored of trying to think of a good one. So that got pitched in, and we just thought, you know what, screw it, we'll stick with it. We're bored now. So the name doesn't really come from much other than running out of ideas.
We both learned something today.
The name didn't mean too much to us. We thought that it's more about the music that we put out and things. So the name wasn't the main priority, should we say.
Well, it was definitely meant to be for me because it fits my aesthetic to the T. I love the color. I actually have an entire staircase in my home that has nothing but gold and like this emerald. I like to call it very East Coast green on it. So
nice.
It's very whimsical, very beautiful. And then Thrones, I feel like I'm a royal bitch. So I'm like, you know what?
That's exactly why we came up with the name.
That's it. That's a much better story
nail
than
on
we've
That's
got.
the answer we're giving to every interview now.
Amazing. What was
Sorry,
your
go on.
guys' connection to New Shapes? I've noticed you guys have shared the stage with them. How did you guys come into connection with them? I fucking love those guys. They're incredible. So I
Yeah,
thought
they're
that was
cool.
the coolest thing ever.
We know that one of their guitarists quite well, Hodge. Jonny, I didn't realize that you knew him before you joined Thrones.
Yeah, I've known him since I was about 15 years old. We used to we used to hang out outside the so in Leeds it's like a little it's like a little area where all the alternative kids hang out, and we used to hang out every weekend basically when we were like 15. Well, I don't know how much older he is than me, but I was about 15 at the time.
Yeah, I met him through Lawrence, our guitarist, and he actually co-wrote our first ever single, Conscience. So we've got quite a close connection with them. And when their original drummer left, they were just about to go on tour, so they hired me as like a session drummer to go on tour with them. So I know the boys quite well, yeah.
That's very cool. And since we're already talking about music and we're jumping to things a little bit quickly than I expected, but I love it because the flow is it's already giving me a really good impression on how the flow is going to fucking go. But congrats on the new single Wires. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
And I want to
Cheers.
talk about it a little bit. For anyone that's listening that has not streamed it yet, I want you to tell them why they should stream it. Dave, you go first.
Oh man, that's put on the spot, isn't it? It's a certified fucking banger. I suppose we put a lot of hard work into this one. Obviously, with Jonny joining recently, we sort of seen this as like a fresh start, a way to sort of reinvent what we already had. We had a really, really big uptake on the previous single with our former singer Memories, with it gaining sort of 50,000 plus streams, which was our biggest one yet. So this one kind of became like a really, really big project. I think we pitched 3 tracks to Jonny, and he did, I think, a vocal line to each one of them, and Wires just kind of seemed like the one.
It's the one that came back kind of naturally, didn't it? It all just like fell into place.
Yeah,
a lot easier than the other. It came a lot faster and a lot more natural than this one.
Yeah, it's sort of snowballed, isn't it? Like sort of even with like the sort of the promotions and the video and things, like going on set of that fucking mansion and things to film it, kind of snowballed really quickly, and it ended up just being like a really good chapter, I think, to take with this Jonny.
Jonny, what about you? What would be your number one reason why someone should go stream it who hasn't yet?
Ooh, because it's got me in it for a start.
Fucking singers, I told you.
No, it's just there's a lot of heart in this one, like you said. There's a lot of backstory behind it as well. So it's out of the 3 that were sent over, it's kind of the one which more heartfelt. The meaning behind it's a lot more heartfelt as well.
I love that. I'm going to read to you guys what I wrote for my number one reason why, if anyone has not streamed it yet, they should. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's fucking good. It's a 5 out of 5. I don't know where I saw a 4 out of 5 stars, but I'm the 5th fucking star that was missing, so it's a 5 out of 5 for me.
It's gonna make me cry.
I'm blushing.
I totally took a screenshot of that. I had seen somewhere on there, I think it was like, and this is not to throw shade, I'm not talking shit on other people, definitely not doing that. I'm just saying, I saw a post where it was like a 4 out of 5, and I was like, fuck them, I'm the 5th star, let's go.
I love that.
You were both
well, I agree to disagree, but I agree with you.
You were both credited as songwriters on this one. Can you share some behind the scenes about this song?
Well, I can tell you about it a bit more lyrically. So obviously this song was already kind of, the music was already written when it was sent to me, because it was already written before I joined. So kind of lyrically, it's kind of like how it feels like when you're supporting someone who's going through like a really rough time, like maybe physically, mentally. So it's about like supporting someone going through that time. That's what I was saying before. It's a bit more heartfelt. So that's kind of where I'd stand lyrically. I haven't, like I said, I didn't really have much contribution to the music element, so I'm hoping Dave can kind of fill in on that one.
We were sort of rolling off the back of Memories, like I said, our previous single, but we were trying to edge more towards that sort of that big sound. In terms of the drums, I'm a huge Sleep Token fan. So I took a lot of influence from sort of Two from Sleep Token to try and sort of get some linear grooves in there and things in the more technical side. But in terms of the general sound, we just wanted to be really big. So I remember going round to sort of tweak a few bits on the instrumental with Lewis, and he was like, "Mate, you know this track has it's got 127 stems so far." That's fucking wild. It's got full like orchestra and stuff, and like we just wanted it to be big, we wanted it to be something that was, because of the long hiatus that we've been on, we wanted something that was going to have the sort of the grand sound to kind of relaunch us into things.
The drums that you added to the second verse are very naughty.
Just a little
very
spicy
drum,
a little paprika, a little bit of that. What I do.
I love that. Well, and it also seems like even though there may not have been a whole lot of involvement with you prior to the track, Jonny, I feel like when it fits, it fits. And I feel like you obviously do it so well. It was almost like it was meant to be for you. What was your experience like laying down the vocals after hearing it, after it being pitched to you?
So if I remember rightly, with this one, they played me at the first rehearsal that I went to.
Yeah.
So they kind of played it to me then, and even just then, just hearing it for the first time, I already had like the main, I already had like a few of the main melodies in my head. So the bit that goes like, trembling words, it must be, that was already in my head. So that was like the first bit that I laid down and sent back to them. And they're all like, yep, that's it, that's the one. And then obviously the chorus came a little bit later. I already had like the start of it. And originally the second half of the chorus, it repeated like the first half, but with different lyrics. And then we thought, actually, let's just keep let's just go with the agains and again and again. Because it makes that second half sound much bigger.
I love it so much. We can't even talk about this song, this new single, without talking about the music video. So I have some questions I'm going to shoot at you to talk about this video. The first one is, where was this filmed? What location was this?
So this was down in Norwich, I think. Our guitarist Lawrence, I think his mum looks after this huge sort of like stately home, and it's like absolutely massive. It's wild. He was just like, we want to do this, but we're on a little bit of a budget. So let's just do it at my mum's house. So it's like, yeah, sounds good. We didn't expect half of what we seen when we pulled up, when we a big gated estate. We rocked up, we're like, what the fuck is this?
All of us northern lads.
Yeah.
Massive mansion.
Just got out from down pit.
It was like it was like the big hotel from The Shining or something.
Yeah. That was the hotel we stayed in near it. That was the guy from The Shining. Yeah. That was wild.
That is awesome. I feel like, is that the reason why Lewis couldn't be here today? He's lost in his own fucking castle today.
Yeah, I'd say he fell between the cracks and the floorboards, and we just couldn't get him out.
I love it. Who were the two actors in this music video? Who were they?
So that, again, because we're on a budget, that's actually Lawrence's sister and her partner. Her partner, Seamus, he's kind of like looking to get into acting. He's done a few bits before, and he's very talented. And he sort of worked with the director Oscar to sort of get those shots together, and he had a lot of input, came up with a lot of good ideas, and sort of we kind of did a lot of stuff on the fly. And then Evie is Lawrence's sister, and I don't think she's got any acting experience, but she absolutely nailed it as well. We couldn't have asked for any better from those guys.
I was just going to say, we managed to get it all done in about 7 hours, was it?
Something like that, yeah. The whole video, 7 hours.
Yeah. So we're going to say we managed to get like most of the shots in like maybe like 2 or 3 takes max. It all came together quite well.
Yeah, it's not like us to be efficient.
Everything's been efficient since I've started. Everything's been efficient. So
the secret ingredient, mate, the missing part.
Maybe he just needed some of me.
I love that. Was this your guys' first time working with Oscar?
No, Oscar's Lewis knows Oscar really well, and he's worked with us on a few things. He's done a bit of photography for us in the past. He's filmed a few of our shows. He also directed and produced the video for Memories as well. So we work with Oscar a lot, and he does all this extra stuff once the project's finished. He's getting it into like film festivals and things like that. And it's I think Memories won an award and was nominated for 2 or something like that. So he's very, very, very good at what he does.
it was quite weird. The fact that we've now got an IMDb page each. So we're all on we're all on IMDb, our own little pages.
Yeah, we're available for booking on any acting jobs if there's any Hollywood directors listening. You know, I don't mind being a British villain.
Going for the Oscar next year.
An Oscar, an Emmy, a Grammy, all of the above.
Absolutely, yeah.
Since we're talking about this music video, I want to ask you guys this because this is something that caught me by surprise in the most pleasant way ever. And people don't usually do this. I read this caption that said, "Do you love a love story but don't have a Taylor Swift budget? Check out the latest video for Wires." Who the fuck came up with that caption?
I think that was actually my girlfriend. I think that was Vicky.
That's brilliant.
No, yeah, she's done all of our socials for this release, and she did all the socials for Memories and a few of the other releases as well. So a lot of the sort of like the TikTok videos, the reels and things like that, that's all generally being done by Vicky. So the captions would 100% be her. I didn't realize we took a swipe at Taylor. Sorry, Swifties, don't come after us.
She listens to everything. I'll tell you what, I was doing an episode with the bassist Dion from Anberlin, and he went on to say something about how he wasn't like the biggest Taylor Swift fan, and out of fucking nowhere, the screen, everything started to cut out. He buzzed out. It was the funniest thing ever. So watch out what you say about Taylor. She's fucking listening to everything we do.
I love Taylor.
I mean, yeah, Jonny, you went to see her, didn't you?
I went to go see Taylor like last month.
What are some upcoming plans for Thrones before we jump into some fun shit? Because hopefully I catch you guys off guard with some of the things we're going to talk about, but I want to talk about what is the next thing for Thrones. Your single Wires is out now. What's next?
So we do have another record on the way. We're not going to say too much about that. It's a little more upbeat. We'll put it that way, and there should be a video for that one as well. We're just looking to try and squeeze in gigs wherever we can. I know we've sort of got a few in the pipeline and things. I think after having such a long hiatus, it does take a little bit of time to build that momentum again. So that is something we are working towards, you know. So hopefully some shows, possibly festivals next year, organize a tour, another record possibly in, I don't know what the time frame is, to be fair. I don't think we have one, but another record as soon as we possibly can.
Hopefully, yeah, as soon as possible, yeah.
Hopefully Jonny brings his efficiency
No
again.
rushing though. Yeah.
It's all in the hands of Jonny.
Big game now, Anna.
Yeah.
I've spoken a big game now. I've got to live up to it.
You're the sheriff, mate. You're the driving force.
For the next single.
I got.
Yes, mate.
There you go.
Yes.
That was hotter than any nipple I've seen on the show. I love it, which we are going to talk fashion because there is no way I was going to have you on here, Jonny, without talking fashion. So it's hilarious you pulled out that hat. But before we get there, for your guys' next single, will you guys be working with Oscar for the video as well?
Most likely, yeah. I think we are. I think Oscar's already pitched like an idea to us that we really like. So chances are we will be working with Oscar for most of the videos. But yeah, like we trust Oscar with everything. So, you know, we'll most likely be working with him for the foreseeable at the moment.
Amazing. Well, shout out to Oscar. Don't fuck it up. Get us another nomination, please. Let's go. Dave, I know you're an educator. We were talking about that a little bit before Jonny came on. What do you teach? What is the subject you teach?
I teach music because it's the only thing I'm good at.
I love it, which is so funny you say that because on my notes, I have on here, I noticed you also play the guitar. You also sing. You play so many instruments. I was like, what the fuck does this guy need a band for? He can do it all himself.
I don't know. Is that me or you, Jonny? Because you're a multi-instrumentalist as well.
He is. I have that on my notes
I think we all are that. I think every member of this band is a multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah, our bassist isn't actually a bassist. He's a guitarist.
That is
amazing. He's also a producer.
Yeah.
I don't know that Jonny's going to be able to relate to this question because I think you're a lot younger than I am, Jonny, but I have to bring this up to you, Dave, okay? You were wearing an S Club 7 shirt on Instagram, but I want to know, are you really a fan or did someone really make that shirt for you?
Oh my God, when was I wearing an S Club 7 shirt? When was this?
It was way back in the day. I saw a post where it said like you were going to an S Club 7 concert or something.
Oh my God, this is like some
You've
Nardwuar
done your
shit. This is
research.
unreal. Yeah, no, that was like 2012. I think that was my first year of uni, and there was an event where I think it was like 3 members of S Club 7 were doing a show, so we all got really drunk and went.
I think I was at that show.
No way, in Halo.
You went. Yeah. You went.
Oh
you
shit!
went to uni
Wow.
at Leeds, didn't you?
Nice.
I was there.
We were meant to be.
That is
to be fair,
incredible. That is awesome.
Who's not a fan of S Club 7, man?
True.
That's what I was saying.
There ain't no party like an S Club party.
I said I live my life by their lyrics.
Now I have to get the ages out of the way because I did not expect Jonny to know. Johnny, I bet you were like so much younger.
I don't think I'm as young as you think I am.
This is upsetting. This is upsetting.
How old are you, Jonny?
I'm 31.
Okay. All right, awesome. I was like, there's no way he's going to know who S Club 7 is.
I think he's actually older than me.
I don't think I think I'm older.
That is amazing. And now we found out you both were in the same place at the same time. That is fucking hilarious. Wow. That's my favorite part about doing these interviews with people is catching people off guard, but you never know what comes of it. So I think we can end the call now. That was just too fucking good.
Sounds similar.
S Club 7's 2 biggest fans.
So I have a request for you guys. If I ever came to a show and saw you guys live, would you guys play an S Club 7 song for me?
Absolutely.
Right, we would, yeah.
Which one do you want? Which one do you want?
I'll definitely have a request list for you guys for sure.
We'll put together a medley, happily.
That would be amazing. Dave, I know you have quite a few injuries under your belt as well. I saw you were in a fucking neck brace. You had like a broken ankle or something. What the fuck are you doing when you're not in a band that you're like breaking your body?
Just getting it to bother, mate. Just... No. I'm a train wreck. What can I say? So, oh fuck me! Wow. So the neck brace that was an American football injury. So I used to play free safety for Leeds Celtics, and I took a pretty nasty hit. I don't know. It was almost like having a memory wipe for half an hour. The concussion was that bad. I remember my my girlfriend at the time was on the sideline. Ex from years ago, and I forgot she existed and started flirting with the cheerleaders as I was being carried off. It's pretty wild. So that was the ankle. I believe that was an Otley run, which Johnny will know very well.
So it's like 18 bars, and you've got to have a pint in each bar. So you end up drinking about 18, 19 beers.
So the ankle was not sports related.
No, that was falling into the road related.
So if your students are listening, just wear ankle braces whenever you're out drinking.
If my students are listening, all of this is allegedly.
Allegedly. Exactly.
None of this happened. I swear.
I love that. So many fun facts about you on the internet, Dave. Like I also noticed how talented you were at drawing. I was like, what the fuck?
This is wild. You know, I like to sketch every now and then. Yeah.
I mean, if that's what you call sketching, I can only do a fucking smiley face. So that's incredible.
Thanks. I haven't done it in a while. I suppose when I was sort of living in Manchester, I can't think when the last time I was drawing now, but I know I came home from Manchester in a pretty sort of shitty time of life years and years and years ago now. And just sort of like, that was what I did to sort of like take the load off, I guess.
Jonny, have you seen any of his drawings?
I don't think I have. Like I said, I think I'm learning more. I think I'm learning more about Dave from his call than I have done in the last 8 or 9 months.
I'm a man of many secrets, mate. I'm a mystery, you know.
You're definitely going to have to look at some of his artwork. I'll post them on here when the episode airs. And you'll have to tell me, Jonny, would you ever get one of his drawings as a tattoo? Because I noticed you're tatted up like crazy. So you'll have to give me that answer after the fact since you've never seen his work.
I've got the perfect one for you. I've got the perfect one. It's an angry cat. I drew an angry cat and it would be perfect as a tattoo for you.
Why would the angry cat be perfect?
Just because it looks fucking sick, mate. There's no meaning or reason behind it. It just looks good, man. It's just an angry cat.
I'll do it.
I love that. He's like an angry pussy magnet. Oh, fuck. Sorry.
You said
Oh
it, not
God,
me.
I hope my work don't find this.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I swear. You know what? Just tell your school system I have Tourette's, okay? We'll go with
Cool.
Tourette's. I
Right.
have
Yeah.
Tourette's.
Sweet.
So something I wanted to do with you guys real quick, I came up with a couple of names for you, Dave, just because you're so artistically inclined. And I want you to tell me yes or no if this would be a good name for you if you were to ever do a band by yourself. Are you ready?
Okay, I think so.
The first one is very simple. It's nothing crazy. You just have to say yes or no, okay? This is just some random shit I journaled about. So the
Sweet.
first one I came up with was Bridges. Would that be a good band name for you, Dave?
Yeah. Yeah. From Newcastle, we're famous for our bridges. It makes sense.
I love that. Well, I got it off of your last name. I wasn't even thinking location, so that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That as well. Yeah.
Okay, the second one is called Long Straw.
Well, I'll how do I answer this? Oh man, I'm on this. Yes, fuck it, why not? Yeah, long straw. Let's go.
I love it. It was just so funny because I've talked about this on the pod before, but I journal a lot. I love to listen to my guests' music. I go through their Instagram posts and I just journal. And sometimes I'll write shit that I don't even remember why I wrote it. And this was one of them. I was just like, oh, he sings. Oh, he also plays this instrument. He also draws. I'm like, he could be a band on his own. And I just journaled. So that's how I came up with it. Nothing too crazy.
Long straw.
So, Jonny, I want to talk about you real quick. And the first thing that I could come up to ask you, the emojis next to your name on Instagram. Why a peach and why a leopard?
The leopard I'll explain first. So the leopard was there because but do you remember during lockdown when the Tiger King came out? I used to wear like a lot of leopard print. And everyone, like someone kept calling me the Leopard King instead of like the Tiger King. I was the Leopard King because I had a mullet and I wore a lot of leopard print.
That's a way safer answer than I thought I was going to get. To be fair,
I know. The peach is the peach
got a
is
great
just related
ass.
to my backside. Yeah, someone told me I had a really peachy ass, so it went in the bio.
I love that. I will say this. I noticed you posted a picture I think this was like 2 days ago. You posted a picture. You were like in like a cutoff shirt. It looked like you had just got done working out. And I was like, oh, he's working out his ass for the episode.
Yeah, I do. I post that quite a lot. I'm very proud of our progress.
Dear Jonny, we are all very proud of your progress too. Keep showing it off.
I will do.
Jonny, in 2016, you called yourself a striped daddy. In 2024, what kind of daddy are you?
Not the striped daddy. Is that when I'm wearing like the orange and white like jumpsuit thing?
I think so.
I remember that. 2024. Don't know. I wear a lot of vests now. I guess you could call me like the sleeveless daddy.
I love that. Dave, what kind of daddy are you these days?
Socks and sandals, dad on holiday.
I like that. I like that. All right, you guys are killing it at this. I was really praying I wasn't going to get like, boring people on the other side of the screen. So thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, we're not done there, Jonny. In 2017, you called yourself a Sunshine Princess. If you wrote a song titled Sunshine Princess, what would the song be about?
Be about me.
Be about Dave. Be about Dave and his little shiny happy face.
I love that.
Oh, I can't even remember. I think that was just a filter. It was that one with the little gold crown. It's weird. I think it's bad that I can actually remember all these captions. We're talking 7 years ago, yeah, and I can still remember that one because it came up on my memories the other day. Memories.
Little plug, very nicely done.
Jonny, don't act like you don't look at all your pictures every day. It's what you do on your free time. Instagram.
I've got the mirror.
Have you got your mirror? Yeah.
When we were shooting the video for Wires, because like a lot of it was outside and it was quite windy. I kept carrying this mirror around with me so I could keep keep making sure that I looked okay and the wind did not blow my hair everywhere.
I love that. So next time I see an artist who's not walking around with a mirror, I'm gonna be like, they fucking suck.
It means they're not serious about how they look.
Absolutely, exactly. I'm like, oh, no standards. That's amazing. I also wanted to bring up a photo that you posted quite a few times, and it was a photo about you and your sister. Why the faces? I know you know what photo I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think if I remember right, it's a picture of me and my sister on holiday when I must have been about 7, and I think she's about 2 or 3. I post it on her birthday every single year because it's like a tradition now. I think we just, like I said, we were just on holiday, and I think we've both just been shouted at for fighting. A very uneven fight. I was 7 years old and she was about 2. But yeah, because on the Dave, I don't know if you've seen it, but on the picture we're both just standing there like this, like.
Actually, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen this one. I've seen all of your pictures, just not that one.
Yeah, I post it every year on the 7th of Feb.
Or is it just the two of you, Jonny, or do you guys have any other siblings?
I've got 2 older brothers.
What about you, Dave? Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I've got an older brother. He's a musician as well. So he like travels up and down the country doing nature stuff. And then there's my sister, who is also a musician, an amazing singer. And she's like a teaching assistant in like a specialist education school. So yeah, we're a bit of a musical family, mate.
Any chance you'll ever collab with your siblings with the band?
It's a possibility, I suppose. I mean, in one of my former, but like, I'm going years and years and years ago, I was in like an indie band a long, long time ago. And my sister did come and do a few songs for us then. And I don't know if she still sings a lot. So I don't know, maybe it's in the future.
I love that. And you know, something that just came to mind, Dave, and I don't know why this just crossed my mind just now. I just realized that when we were talking about our ages, it may have come across as if I said you looked older than Jonny. I just want to clear the record. I did not mean
I was a little hurt. Yeah, I must admit. That really touched a nerve.
I usually don't ever retract anything I say. I spit fire all the time and I don't give a fuck. But just now I was thinking, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't want them to play back this episode because to me, every episode is such a blur. I'll even post it like the following week and I don't remember half of the things we talked about. And I don't know why that just crossed my mind. I'm like, I don't want him to listen back and be like, oh, he called me old looking.
I just need to know what moisturizer Jonny uses and then I'll be fine.
I wish I knew.
Well, we know you're probably going to get an angry pussy as a tattoo, but Jonny, how many tattoos do you actually have?
Oh, at the moment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a little panda there, and then I've got one hidden somewhere.
Why so many animals?
That's a very good question. I think the first 2 that I got was this. So there's a fox there and there's an eagle there. They were just the first 2 I got, and I kind of just stuck to a theme. But I have got there's a thunderbolt there, and there's like a flower there which it's not finished yet. That one, yeah. I don't know what I think we just kind of made it into a zoo. It started off with just 2 animals, and then it just became a bit of a zoo.
Amazing. Would you ever get any chest pieces, any neck pieces, or is that too sensitive of an area for you?
Maybe. I don't know. I have thought about getting a bit of like a chest piece, but on like just one side. No, I don't think my mum would approve.
Dave, do you have any tattoos?
Yeah, I've got 3. Yeah, so I've got the sleep token symbols on my forearm there, and then I've got some Frank Turner lyrics, and then I've got the Manchester B on the back of my shoulder.
I love that. Any future plans for another tattoo for you anytime soon?
Oh yeah. So I'm looking to get do you know like the old the really sort of retro Lego spaceman, Benny?
I do not.
He's the guy who flies a spaceship with the blue helmet. You know that dude? Yeah, he's going somewhere. And then there's also I don't know. Oh man, I don't know if you know what Wallace and Gromit is.
I have no idea.
So there's a show over here called Wallace and Gromit, and it's a guy and his dog who like fight villains and shit. It's really weird, but like The dog does most of the work, the most of the heavy lifting, to be fair. And there's this villain in it, and it's a penguin that disguises himself as a chicken by wearing a marigold like rubber glove on his head.
Feathers McGraw.
Feathers McGraw. He's going. I want like a realism, like mug shot of Feathers McGraw somewhere. You've got to watch a Wallace and Gromit episode now.
Definitely.
It's amazing.
So for anyone listening, stream Wires and go watch this show. What was it called again?
Wallace and Gromit, and you want to watch the episode called The Wrong Trousers.
The Wrong Trousers.
Wrong Trousers. That is the one. That is with Feathers McGraw. It's fantastic.
Feathers McGraw. What a weird name for a penguin.
Yeah, but man, he's one of the greatest villains of all time.
I love
Penguins
it.
even have feathers.
I don't know. Do penguins have feathers?
I
thought they were more like fuzzy, like ducks.
Ducks have feathers.
I've never thought about this. Actually, I don't think penguins have any hair, do they?
Well, they have flippers, don't they, instead of wings? Because I think wings are usually on ducks. They have feathers on the wings, don't they?
They don't fly.
No, they just slide on the belly.
I'm genuinely curious as to whether Feathers McGraw has feathers now. Give me a second.
And now we're all going to sound like we have no education.
So my partner said, "Don't be stupid. He's made out of plasticine." Oh yeah, Feathers McGraw does not have feathers.
That is hilarious.
Because he's claymation and he's made of plasticine.
Awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I blacked out for part of that conversation. I was like, "Fucking penguins, what the fuck?"
I don't really know where I am anymore.
Well, listen, so at least we know if we ever do get together in person, I'll be so down to getting an animal tattoo of some sort. I think that would be so dope.
Absolutely.
And I'll let you guys pick the animal and not the location. I'll
It's
pick
gonna be a penguin.
It's going to be a plasticine penguin for sure. There's no other option.
Perfect. Looks like we have our next tattoo set, you guys. Where exactly are you guys located now?
So all four of us are located up north, but we're all in like different cities in the north. So I think we put down that we're a Newcastle-based band, don't we?
At the original lineup, there was most of the members lived sort of like further up the northeast. So there was myself and our ex-guitarist that we don't tend to talk too much about. We're both from Newcastle. The former singer was from Newcastle, and then Lawrence and Lewis are sort of like Hartlepool area, and then obviously we've got Jonny and Leeds. So now it's Newcastle, Hartlepool, and Leeds.
How far is that from you guys?
It's not far. It's only maybe 90 minutes away max. Yeah, so I think between me and Dave is about 90 minutes, but then the other two kind of live in the middle or on the way.
Yeah, it works all right.
I wanted to ask you guys, just in case you guys ever needed any inspiration for like your next single cover or anything like that. Jonny, I'm going to tell you a caption I came up with, and I want you to tell me if you know what picture I am talking about. Are you ready?
Oh, no.
By the way, everyone gets so nervous whenever I'm about to ask a question. I'll actually get DMs that's like, oh, great, I have to be careful of what I post on the internet now.
I've been absolutely nardward here. It's unbelievable.
I'll never weaponize any of this. It's all for fun, I promise. But the caption I came up with, Jonny, is 5 men, 1 tub.
That's just a picture of me and a few mates in a hot tub. It's when we went away for Christmas to like a little cottage thing, which had a hot tub and like loads of pool tables and a bar and everything. But the picture's just like 5 of us all sat around, just like completely. Like, well, I'm not naked, but in our swim shorts, it's like this. Yeah, did I get that right?
Yes, thanks for clarifying that you weren't naked.
Is that the next question?
It was definitely not my next question, but I wanted to ask you guys, have you guys seen that trend on TikTok where it's like anything can make a good album cover? Have you guys seen that trend?
I think I have seen that, yeah.
So people are taking like the most random photos and they'll turn it into an album cover and it's supposed to just fit so perfectly. Well, when I came across that picture, I'm like, that looks like a very like album cover type of thing. I'm like, so you know what? If we could ever get all of the Thrones members into a big hot tub, that would make for a great shot. So just some creative ideas out there for you guys. Oscar, take notes.
do an entire music video in the hot tub.
I think we could do that.
It gives us us an excuse to hire a hot tub.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The last thing I want to do with you guys before we wrap things up, I want to backtrack and talk about some other song titles that you have in your catalog. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys some questions based off of some song titles. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, I guess.
So the first one I have is True Colors. When do you feel the most vulnerable? And this one's for you, Dave.
That's a deep question, that, isn't it? Jesus. I suppose when I'm the most vulnerable, I suppose it's sort of like when I'm having sort of heart-to-heart conversations with my partner, you know, she's sort of the person that holds me up when I'm, you know, not doing that great. So I'd say that's when I'm sort of my most vulnerable.
I love that. What about you, Jonny?
When he's not clothed in a hot tub.
When I'm in a hot tub with 5 other guys. I'd say when I'm just alone somewhere. When I'm alone at home.
No, that's not a bad thing at all. I feel like, if anything, that's a very vulnerable thing to say because most people cannot handle being in their own head alone. So I love that. That's amazing.
I think we all need to have a group hug.
I'm opening up now.
I'm only accepting hugs if Jonny takes his shirt off.
That can be arranged. It's not on that often.
Just so I can see his progress, remember? The next track I have for you guys is called Diamonds. Who in the band is most likely to get diamonds on their teeth?
It's an easy answer. Yeah, it's going to be you, mate. 100%. You're the only one who's brave enough to wear a goth cowboy hat. Of course it's going to be you.
Exactly. I even journaled on here. The most obvious answer would be Jonny.
Any man who's that comfortable in leopard print will get diamond teeth.
I think that's probably right.
When it comes to the song Halo, who in the band seems the sweetest but has devil horns coming through their halo?
Oh, it's definitely not me. I'm a delight.
I think Johnny's got to answer this one since he's got a fresh perspective on everyone there.
I love that.
Oh, God.
Let's put Jonny on the hot seat, or should we say the hot throne?
I'm going to say Lewis. I reckon if you rub him up the wrong way, he'll come at you swinging.
You'd have to fetch him a box first, to be fair.
I love that. So you have it here on record, everyone. Don't fuck with Lewis. For your song Memories, what is a memory you wish to forget? Jonny, you go first.
I'd say I'd probably like to forget the entire year of 2020.
All of COVID.
2020. Yeah, let's just forget. There you go. There's a good answer. I'd like to just forget about all of COVID. It never happened.
That's fair. That's fair. What about you, Dave?
Okay, so I'm not going to get deep with this one. I'm just going to say one that happened on stage when I was a lot younger. I was playing drums in an indie band, and it was really hot on stage. And I had a thing for Arctic Monkeys, and they used to wear like grey joggers when he was drumming, Matt Helder. So I was like, yeah, man, you got to wear the baggy grey joggers. And it was sweltering hot, height of summer in this horrible, dingy, like sort of working men's club in East Hartford, right, where I used to go, allegedly drinking underage, but I didn't. And I was really, really warm, so I emptied a bottle of water over my head, not realizing that it had splashed all over my lap, making it look like I pissed myself. And then halfway through the set, we swapped instruments, and I had to stand at the front of the stage and play Johnny Be Good, looking like I'd pissed myself. I quite like to forget that.
That's fair.
Your answer was much better than mine.
Well, since you mentioned the Arctic Monkeys, I actually had this question and I accidentally skipped over it, but now you just jogged my memory. And I'm telling you, this is why I fucking love these conversations with people, because you just never know which way it's going to go. But you actually made a post, Dave. It said, further to my last world music post, here's 9 must-listen albums that have inspired me and shaped who I am. Do you know what post I'm talking about, Dave?
I think this was some kind of Instagram trend that I jumped on.
It was, and I'll totally give you the list real quick. So you had the Beatles, you had Pink Floyd, you had Nirvana, you had The Clash, you had Blur, Linkin Park, the Jimi Hendrix Experience album, and the Stone Roses. If you could only pick one of these albums, just one, all the other ones will be erased from your memory, which one would you pick?
This is actually a really easy question because I think the album for Pink Floyd was Dark Side of the Moon. Am I right? Gotta be. If it's not, I'm going to look like a prick now. Great.
In what?
Yeah,
In
no,
what?
it's the album that made me want to learn guitar, which was my first instrument. You know, my dad's a huge Pink Floyd fan. He showed me that album and it was like sort of, yeah, I want to play guitar. And he took me to Argos and got me like a really shitty Spanish acoustic guitar. And I started learning Every Breath You Take by Police. And I was just like, yeah, this is sick.
That's amazing. Jonny, do you remember what was your first musical impression like? Do you remember what album, what artist or song made you go, all right, I want to be a musician?
Oh, I can answer that very, very, very easily. The first album, well, one of the first albums that I actually bought was like, you know, it's like your own money, like your own birthday money or whatever, was Funeral for a Friend. Casually Dressed and Deep in Conversation. The song Juno on the album was the one that got me into it. That was a lot easier for me to answer than I thought. I thought I was going to have a big think about that. It just came to me straight away.
I love that. I love when that happens. The last song I have for you guys, and again, I journal, I write the first thing that comes to mind. Don't fucking judge me. I don't care how cringy it is. Just answer however you see fit.
We won't judge you if you don't judge us.
Exactly. I'll never judge you, Jonny. You have a better ass than I do, so I'll never judge you. For your song called Wires, who is more likely to have a kink for wires, ropes, and such things on the band? Dave, I feel like that is the guiltiest grin I have ever seen on the pod.
I was gonna say, but it's Dave.
I was like, that response was so hot. I'm like, if you and Vicky don't work out, call me. Just kidding.
Oh man.
You know what? We're just going to leave it at that because your grin. So listen, if you're fucking listening to this episode, but you're not watching it, rewind that shit and you guys tell me who took the answer to that because your grin said it all.
Oh man.
That was perfect. You guys have been so much fucking fun. Thank you guys so much. I know we're several hours away in time difference. And so I just appreciate the laughs. I love talking music, but more than anything, part of this journey is to get to know people and how quick they think on their toes, because it's the best way to get to know their true personalities. And I feel like the universe has blessed me with aligning me with the right people. I haven't had anyone boring on the podcast yet. Everyone's always so open and so much fun. And you both have been some of my favorites. So thank you so much for your time.
Are you just saying that?
Shucks.
I just want Jonny to show us his ass. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you can't make me do that. I'm wearing trousers anyway. There you go, stretchy trousers.
Yeah.
Look at that peach.
I couldn't tell, was that an ass or a peach emoji? That was amazing. You guys, seriously, thank you guys so much. The last thing I want you guys to do is tell everyone where to find you. Let's go. All of it. All the deets.
We're on every streaming platform. So if you just go on and search Thrones, although on YouTube it tends to come up with Game of Thrones, which was a massive oversight by us. So if you go on to Spotify, we're on there. We're on Deezer, if anyone uses it anymore. Apple Music, Amazon Prime, all that stuff. So socials, I think is it Thrones Band? I don't know what our Instagram handle is. I think it's Thrones Band, yeah.
Thrones_band.
Thrones_band. There it is. I was close.
Sorry, I couldn't focus. I was still blurred. I was still like starstruck by Johnny's ass shot.
Oh, dude, the temperature's gone up in this room, like serious.
I know. It's fucking summer all over again. Amazing. Well, thank you guys again so much for your time. I cannot wait for everyone to see this episode. And again, if you haven't, go stream Wires right now or else you're a piece of shit. I'm just kidding.
It's not kidding.
And Jonny, can you tell everyone where they can see all these fitness progress posts that you make?
They're all on my Instagram, which I don't think is hidden. I don't think it's a private account, so should be able to see them on there.
Well, again, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. And thank you, Lewis, for setting this up. I'm just so grateful for all of you guys. So can't wait to see what you guys do.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Take care, you guys.
Cheers. Bye.
Hey, if you've made it this far, don't forget to follow the socials on the screen or in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See you next week.